Hello everyone, this is Amy from Joyful Daisy, and I'm so excited to be creating this video for you because I've been having a lot of fun using digital stamped images and clip art. Even though I was a little hesitant a while back to get started with this because I love traditional stamping and that's something that I've done for years. So of course, getting into the digital age, some of us just take a little while. But now that I've taken the plunge, I love it. And we're creating digital stamps and clip art on Joyful Daisy and that are available to purchase. I'm going to use a few of those images today. But what I really want to do is share the things that I have learned on how to work with digital stamps in Microsoft Word. So that you can see just how easy it is and some of the advantages to using digital stamps over traditional stamps. So here I've got Microsoft Word opened. I'm going to first come to my page layout and take the margins away. I'm going to click on margins, come down to custom, and just put those all to 0. Okay, click OK. I'm just going to ignore this. I'll make sure that my images don't get too close to the edges where the printer won't pick them up later. Now I'd like to insert some of my digital stamps. So I'm going to come here to the Insert tab, then click Picture. And that's going to be bringing up some files that I have on my desktop here. My desktop. And I have a demo folder that we're going to be using. I'm going to first get our animal friends building a snowman. So I'm going to double click on that so it can come into my image. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to click and hold that little button on the corner and drag it up. And I think I'll make them just a little bit smaller. Okay, now he's kind of stuck over here. So the most important thing to do here is to right click on your image, come down here to this wrap text, and I'm going to put behind text in case we want to add text to it later. But the main thing this does is it allows me to move him wherever I want, which is really fun. Okay, the other thing that I should note is that this is a PNG image that we have created with a transparent background. So a lot of our images will be available as JPEGs, which can have a white background. But when it comes to our clip art and our digital stamps, we're going to create most of those as PNG images with transparent backgrounds so that we can layer them on top of each other, and you're not going to just get this as like a white background here. So now we're going to insert another image so I can show you how to layer and move them around. We're going to pull out our leaning layered pine tree. So I'll click on that and hit insert. Okay, again, we want to right click on this, come down to wrap text, behind text, and I think I'll make him a little bit smaller, and I can bring him right over here. The other thing I want to do is I want him to be behind my snowman. I'm going to bring him down a little bit. And I'm going to right click and see you've got these options here. I'm going to send him to the back. So we're going to click that and boom, our snowman comes right to the front here. Now if you want to move things really small, while it's selected, you can just hit the arrows on your keyboard and that can move it around just bit by bit. If you want to make it a little wider, you can do that. Now I kind of like to have another tree on here. So I'm going to click on my tree while it's selected. I'm going to hit Control, hold Control and hit C. So I'm copying it. Then I'm going to hit Control and then V, and it's going to give me another tree. Okay, so I'm going to kind of move that around. I want it to be leaning the other way. So I'm going to click on the side here. And woo, look at that. I'm going to swing it over so I'll get kind of a mirrored image. And I'll make it a little smaller, a little squattier. And then we can move them over here. And the other thing I want to point out is this little green dot up here. You can actually rotate things if you want to. Sometimes that's fun if you put little birdies, things like that look good with a little bit of an angle. Of course, a tree I don't want like that, so I'm going to hold Control and hit Z. So that's going to undo what I just did. I'm going to move this tree around a little bit more. I'm going to move them up. I'm going to move my snowman over a little bit. We're going to click on that again and bring him over here. But you know, with traditional stamps, you would have to have stamped your trees and created masks, cut them out, laid them down, and then stamped over them. So this is such a fun way to create cards and scrapbook pages just by moving things around, and it just gives you a lot of freedom. Now I'm going to add, let's see, if this is the front of my card, I'm going to want to add something up here, a saying. So let's go back to Insert. I'm going to go to Picture because I have a digital stamp, like a verbiage stamp. Everything is more fun with friends. We're going to click on that. This little stamp comes with our snowman and friends here. I'm going to make this a little smaller. Again, we have to right-click, come down here to Wrap Text. We're going to click Behind Text, and then we can move it around and put it right up here. And so this could be the front of our card if we wanted. Now you've got your tools up here to show you how big things are. But right now you could print this out and color it in any way that you want. And it just gives you a lot of flexibility. The other thing I like doing is then putting some of these images inside the card as well, which is fun, or on the outside of the envelopes as well. You can load those into your printer. So the only other thing I want to show you really quickly is if you want to add text, like let's say you don't want everything is more fun with friends. If you want to add your own text, let's see here. We can, oop, we don't want that. We want to come over here, click on our image, and let's see. We don't want that. Okay, so you can't hit return like I kept doing. I forget I have to do that because I usually use digital stamped images. What you're going to do is you're just going to hold the tab or the space bar and pretty much give that little cursor to where you'd like to put your verbiage or your sentiment. So if you wanted to do thinking of you, you could just type that in there and move it around a little bit. You can highlight it, just hold it down, and then come up here and make it bigger if you'd like. And change the font. Maybe you want something fun like that, and a thinking of you. So that way you can put your own thoughts and own verbiage on your cards as well. And really personalize them and not have just drawers and drawers full of stamps. These are definitely much more user-friendly as far as storage and things like that too. So I hope that just gives you an idea of how to work with digital images within Word and how easy it is, and some of the advantages to using digital stamps, because it's a whole new world out there, but it is a lot of fun. So thanks, till next time.